welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out and riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic. And today we're out in Toquerville doing the Twisted Trail. And the Twisted Trail is going to bring it. This was our favorite trail of our whole riding for the whole week. It just had that fun factor. It had fast sections, it had slow sections, it had climbs, descents, it had technical climbs, technical descents, fantastic dirt. It had rained the day before. That helped out quite a bit, and it was a little muddy towards the end. Have a little spill through the mud. You'll see that later on, but it had, exposure areas. You're right on the side of a cliff for a while. You could do they had little side trails, so if you want to go off the main line and do a little goat hill climb, something like that, it had that. You're crossing creeks. It has a waterfall at the end that you can literally ride through the waterfall. It's a pretty big waterfall since it just rained the day before. The water's really coming over it. But just a fantastic trail. I mean, the views, the clouds. It snowed on us on the way back. The ride was just awesome. So let's get into it. We got Kyle out in front, call him the hare or the jackrabbit, and Colin, he's right behind him, and then I'm the slow one in the back trying to do the filming, trying my best to keep up with these guys. But this flowy single track is their cup of tea, man. They're just going for it, and I'm doing my best trying to keep up with them. My front tire wasn't helping me out. It was getting really worn down. A lot of the knobs are missing on the side, so on the turns and in the mud section it just wasn't biting enough. It was sliding on me quite a bit through the whole ride. I'm not complaining though. This is just epic fun riding. You got some mud, it makes you feel like you're dirt biking because you're getting muddy, getting dirty. That's what dirt biking's about, getting dirty. Riding with Kyle and Colin though, they're really fast. They're good riders, They really push me to up my game. Here comes a nice little step up. So you got these little levels, and they're a lot of fun. It's like a little side trail you can take, and their camera doesn't show, but they're pretty steep, and they always have this little rock lip there, so it makes it a little challenge to get up it. Trails of just a bunch of these little short climbs with a little lip at the top, which are just a lot of fun. It's a challenge to get up them, is that the camera doesn't show. Those lips are, could be 2 feet, 3 feet tall, but they're a lot of fun. You got to commit too. You can't back off when you're coming up to it. You got to charge it. Look at that dirt though. Arr! That's like almost track soil right there. It just looks great. Talking about the soil, that one thing I really liked about this trail is it didn't have the constant rocks beating you up. Like Warner Ridge was a very rocky, hard trail, and it just was beating you up going over the rocks the whole time, carrying a lot of speed. Whereas here you can carry a lot of speed, and it was just smooth. We got this little hill climb coming up, and I underestimated it. It was a little softer, a little steeper than I thought it'd be, and then I got just a poor start. I didn't carry my momentum up, so I don't make it. And I get right to the edge there, and I'm going to have to do the old push to get up the rest of the way. The old heave-ho, that's what that's called. So we're just going up a little side trail from the main line here, and there's a bunch of them, so the little challenge spots. If you want to get off the main line and do a little hill climb, a little step up climb, the Twisted Trail just has a bunch of them, so every once in a while we get off the main line and go have a fun little climb section like this. Here's a fun section right here. We're on the edge of the cliff here. Kyle picks a little fun high line, so I match him. I was thinking Colin's gonna match me. Well, he goes low, and then I'll cut him off right here. Not the best place to cut someone off. Sorry, Colin. But you're right on the edge. That is a pretty big drop off there. Look at that in the far hill. You got the rain coming down, plus the sun is like shining through a hole through the clouds, getting that bluff all highlighted there. Just awesome. I mean, you can't ask for a better visual looking trail. The terrain is amazing. The bluffs, the red versus the white sandstone, the dark clouds, even the dark shaded bluffs. You got the huge cliffs to the left. The rain is just, my brain can't take it anymore. Alright, gotta let Colin down. I'm slowing him down. I don't want to be that guy slowing down your ride, so I'm gonna let you pass, Colin. Yeah, he just takes off. Telling you. Yeah, Kyle and Colin, man, they're gonna tear it up on their next race. They don't do a lot of racing, but I think they'd do really well on a like a hare and hound, some kind of desert scramble, even a sprint enduro. Maybe they do really good on a sprint enduro, I think. There's a series of step downs right here. Getting down them. Each one's like a 2 foot drop, give or take. And then you're gonna have another one here. It's pretty steep. Like the camera never shows you how steep or how big things are. Those are pretty good little drop offs. And on the way up, coming back, they're gonna be a little bit of a challenge.
Peg hitter.
The old foot peg slapper, that'll get you. I got taken out one time, hitting my foot peg really hard on a rock, and it just dug in, stopped the bike, went right over the handlebars. Gives me a little PTSD every time I hit that little bink, 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 the foot peg slapping the rocks. Get run a little close, Georgie. Yeah, don't want to go over the handlebars again. That was bad. Steps here. Look at the lip on this little step up right here. Boom, up and over. Even you're just got the momentum, your bike just will go over that, even though it's a vertical lip. Even that was the overhang one, actually stuck out a little bit. look at these whoops. Not the big ones we have out in the desert, but still pretty good. You gotta throw some whoops in there to keep people honest. Everyone wants a single track with no whoops. We don't want that. We're not sitting on our butts here. You gotta whoops make you stand up. That's what it is. Got the lazy riders that they just want to sit down the whole ride. So we gotta throw in some whoops, make them stand up. I've gotten a lot better riding the whoops just from the desert racing at the Hare and Hounds. There's miles and miles and miles and miles of whoop sections, and you gotta get used to them. And the conditioning definitely helps getting used to whoops, because that'll burn your thighs up in a hurry. Now we'll get up here, and Kyle, for some reason, will decide to go right and go high, and then he gets to a section. It's almost like a straight down drop. I mean, it is very vertical. It's not big, long drop off. It's just you could go over the handlebars really easy.
This looks like you got lucky not going over your bars.
Lean back, sit on that tire.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. Now I replaced the fork seal, so I got both my forks working properly, and it makes that little harsh landing a lot better.
You just gotta let it roll and lean back, like I said. Lean back. Lean back. Ah, easy. Nah.
I know it doesn't look that impressive, but I'm telling you, when you were there, it was. You're gonna have to trust me on that one. Come on, Colin, we got to start working on those pivot turns. I'm all about pivot turns. If you ever ride with me, I'm going to tell you to practice pivots every time you ride. 'Cause pivots, you use them every time you ride single track or technical stuff. You're going to be pivot turning. And so every time I ride, or even at my house, I'm always practicing my left and my right pivots, getting better and better and better at them. 'Cause like, you can do them good at home on flat ground, but when you're on the trail, when it matters, that's when it's time to shine. That's when all that practice has to pay off. See that drainage pipe we went across back there? I was like, who would put that there? I see stuff like that all the time when I ride, of people trying to keep the trail in a certain condition. I understand, if this is like hometown turf, and some people just want to preserve their trail. There's motorcycle clubs out there that preserve trails, do a lot of work on trails. But I like just running as is. If a tree falls down or if it collapses, you got to find a way to get across or find an alternate route. Maybe that's bad. Maybe I should be thanking these guys for preserving a lot of the trails that are out there, because I know they're doing a lot of extra work, not riding. They're out with shovels and chainsaws fixing stuff. This section right here had 3 levels of step downs. So here's the first one, then you go down to this next level, a layer of the dirt, and then I'll have this little section here, which we're going down fast, like going down, no problem. Those are pretty big drop-offs. Then you got this third one here, and going down, no problem. Well, we got to come back up it. That is going to be a different story, which is fun. I'm glad we came back. Originally, we were going to loop around and go down the river at Toquerville River, but we didn't. We decided we want to hit we had so much fun on this single track section that we want to hit it again, and I'm glad we did, because when you go back on the same route you came, all the terrain obstacles, it all has like a new feel. It's like riding a new trail all over again. So I'm glad we did it both ways. Look at the lip on this sucker. Woo. I think Colin wants to take a little break right here, and honestly I did too, but ain't nobody got no time for that. We got to keep going. Kyle's up there. If he ain't stopping, then I ain't stopping. That's my motto. Let's go. Alright, Colin's got a second win. He's back on it. Get after it, baby. Oh, thank God, Kyle finally let us take a break. Glad he just didn't keep going. That's a lot of hard riding, you know. And we're missing out some scenery. You got to pull over every once in a while to just enjoy the scenery. And I mean, this is just such a cool sight. Look at that. And just like that, we're back at it. See if I can do a better job keeping up with these guys. I'm hoping they're going to get tired and then I'll be able to keep up with them. We'll see.
Muddy, slick.
Oh no, a little bit of a struggle for me. It's not my proudest moment, but here we go. Just caught up. It's a big step up there and didn't bring in enough speed. My front tire hit the next ledge and I just stopped on momentum. Much better that time. Still could have brought in a little bit more momentum and then I would have been up no problem.
I'll catch you off guard. Come around that corner, there's a wall.
Yeah, that corner there, it's kind of like a blind corner. You came around it and then they had that big step up. Wasn't expecting that. Got a little hill climb right here, and Collins just doesn't quite carry the momentum. He goes down, so that stops me mid hill climb here. He's got to do the old turnaround on the side of a hill routine.
I don't know if I could start from this short run up.
Now I think I can just make it though. I got a little run up, so let's give it a go. Yeah, buddy, made it up. I really didn't think I'd be able to do it, but I pulled it off. Well done.
Don't call it, now it's his turn. I got my dumps over with.
Did he dump it?
Yeah, he wheeled it out.
It was just a super fucking hair line. It's going around.
Yeah.
So Colin, he went around the hill. He didn't make it up that climb, so we'll meet up with them and got a little time to kill. So there's a little climb right here, and I just wanted to hit it. You know, there's a bunch of these little just offshoots of the main trail, which are a lot of fun. You can just don't have to just bomb through the main line the whole time. You can have fun these little step up hill climbs. So that's what I'm going to do right here.
Just a little fun trail to do.
Alright, Colin's back in it. It's so funny, all week we'd each have our moment. You know, there'd be a section when one of us could get up and the other two couldn't. There'd be another section where it'd be vice versa. These two guys could get up through it, and then I couldn't, or I could get through it, and Kyle couldn't, and Colin could. You know, it's just funny how that went. It's kind of sporadic, kind of random. Now we got whoops coming up. Whoops, ho, 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 ho. Going through the whoops. And more water, more rain puddles. It started to get a little bit, I think it rained over here a little bit more. And the mud is just getting a little bit tackier, stickier to the tires. And even maybe just more clay in it. It was just starting to build up. And it's causing my front tire to just start to slide on me a little bit. And I could notice it. So my confidence started going down as I was riding, thinking about my front tire sliding. These guys are just gone, left me behind. I don't know how to go faster. My front tire isn't the greatest. It's not tracking the best, especially with being some mud on the track. It's just kind of slipping and sliding around a little bit. Oh no, there's a split. Do I go left or right? I'm going right. It looks funner. That's So there's some other riders up here. There's two other guys riding out ahead of us. They weren't with our group. They just happened to be out here the same day we were. And they're about a half mile ahead of us. You could hear them when we would stop, pull over to take a little break, whatever. You could hear their bikes in the distance. And so I'm falling behind Kyle and Colin, and I'd have to start deciding which way I'm going to go when I see the split. I figured we're all going the same direction, so not that big a deal. But there's a way to solve this issue, and it's the helmet intercom system. And I'm going to start laying down the law. If my buddies want to go on a big week-long, another OAF trip maybe next year, week-long or 2-week-long off-road trip, we can spend the amount of money that we're spending on the trip. The intercom system wouldn't be that much. So, and it's going to make our ride better, funner, faster. We're not going to waste time. And then if something happened, emergency, you know, it's just safer. I mean, it's a win-win-win. I don't see why everyone's not doing it now. I mean, the technology is there. And even you see the big group rides that are, a big group takes forever. You know, it would speed it along if people could just communicate and tell each other where to go. You know, you've been on those rides where you got to wait at the fork, turn right or turn left, or wait on the other side of the hill, or you're waiting for someone, hey, where the hell did you go? You know, and you're just sitting there because there's no way to communicate with them. Well, if you have the headset on, you can. It solves that issue. Here's a helmet on the rock. It has an intercom system on it. So random, a helmet is on the rock here. I wonder how long it's been here. I wonder how long it's going to stay there. I mean, someone obviously lost a helmet and set it there. It's kind of, why would you leave without your helmet? It's crazy. And Kyle actually has Pack Talk in the trailer, and he doesn't install it in his helmet. I don't know what he's waiting for, but he did install it. Colin, he wears earplugs, so you can't hear. Every time we pull up to each other, we try to tell him what's going on. He's always, what? Huh? He can't hear us because he's got his darn earplugs in. Which isn't bad. There's many times I'm riding and it gets so loud after a while, you know. I wish that they'd make something where the earplug was the speaker, so it was, or noise canceling. That'd probably just be noise canceling. That'd actually be nice. Coming down here, watch my right handlebar. It gets really close to the side of the wall right here. Woo! That was inches. I'm glad that didn't hit. I guess they didn't hit for them. It shouldn't have hit for me. But it was one of them close calls. I'm like, oh man, maybe I should have took that a little bit more carefully. Here's a split right there. And I'm supposed to know where the hell to go, but I go right, and they went right. There you can see Kyle way up on the hill. There's Colin. I mean, they're not that far ahead of me, but you know, and when you lose sight of them, and you got a split there, it'd be nice to be able to just talk to your guy. Hey, take a ride at the split or the Y, so we don't get lost.
Again, a little bit.
Maybe I just need to go faster and stop complaining. If I just ride faster, I wouldn't get lost. That's go faster. That solves everything.
There's like switchbacks to the wall here.
up here, Kyle's gonna take a high line. He's gonna get off the main track here. So the main line went left right there, and there's a little single track going up this way. So we're just kind of having fun exploring up here, climbing this little ridge line. It gets tight. This is a fun little change of pace. It's a lot more narrow through here, and a lot less room for air. I feel like we could have gone a little higher even. Looking at it, looks like there might have been one more level to jump up on we could have got to.
Ah, supposed to go straight. Back on the line.
It's just so cool how many different choices you can take. You know, if you want to, I mean, we're all basically headed along the bluff. It didn't matter if you go high or low. If you want to take the main line, be like the green line, be easy, fast and flowy. You can, go up a level. You can do a little bit harder terrain, a little bit harder line, and or you can just play around and do a little exploring up and down the hill climbs. It was just a fun ride. It'd be fun to come back here and just spend some time exploring a lot of these trails.
Deer tracks.
I'm glad it had rained. We came at like the perfect time. So if this was dry, it might be a lot harder to get through this little side hill that we're doing. But right now, the dirt is just like tacky. It's like a tractor. It just gives you so much traction. We're not sliding out, it's just perfect riding conditions. See what I'm saying? He had to stop to talk to us. If we had our pack talk on, we wouldn't have to stop. I'm telling you, if you guys haven't looked into an intercom system with your buddies, you need to do it. If you, especially you KTM guys and you Husky guys that are spending $14,000 on a bike, you got your, your $80,000 rig, and then your brand new truck. You can afford an intercom system, so pick out the one you want. That can be. I like the Cardo, it's worked well for me, so I got good reviews for that. And like I said, it's not perfect. It's right here. I think Kyle missed the trail, went back. So we're gonna do a little U-turn, and then I'll be leading for a minute. Hey, look at that pivot turn. That was a good one. Always working on my pivot turns.
Goggles fogging up.
Another area, man. Goggles. Goggles need to be improved a lot. I don't know. Everyone's goggles, every brand, fog up. So there's no way to not ride, especially hard where you're sweating and you got, the steam sweat coming off your head, and it's fogging up your goggles. And this terrain, you need your goggles because you're gonna get, stick in the eye or something's gonna hit a piece of dirt. You got rain. It's starting to snow a little bit. You can kind of see the little snowflakes in the camera there. But goggles need to be improved. Yeah, I don't know how they are gonna do it, but you know, when you got to flip up the goggles because they're fogging up and you can't see, then what the hell do you even wear goggles for? You know, and then you got to stop. You know, especially if we go through the brush here, you got to stop, put your goggles down, and then put them up again because you can't see. Then you got to put them down again because there's a bush, and then you got to put them up again because they're fogged up. They need to work on that. I don't know how they're going to do it, but add an air system. I think they need to add an air system to the goggle. Like it blows through, connects to your helmet, it blows through the helmet into the goggle, something like that. My front tire is just sliding around. I'm missing those side knobs, and it's just not tracking, not cutting the corners like it should.
Mud in my eyes. Goggles fogged up. Trying to let them on.
So the goggles I have as a View, and I really like the Fox View. It's a quick lens change system. It's pretty easy to take the lens off, clean it, put it back on. But I don't use the full band around your helmet. I use a quick strap with that. So the quick strap, you got like a buckle on one side and Velcro on the other, and it just swivels around the buckle, so it's real easy to one hand taking your goggles off and on. You don't have to, you know, people pull their goggles and they rotate them all around to the back of their head. I don't have to do that. I just one hand off and on real quick. When you get a quick strap, the band is really thin and cheap, and it wears out real quick. So I replaced that band, and I used the one that came with my Fox View goggles. You know, it's 50 mil thick, and it holds much better. So if you get quick straps, you know, get rid of that elastic band and just cut out the one you got with your goggles, put on there. That's going to work really well.
Put a new fresh tire on the front. It's just slipping and sliding everywhere.
Now the mud is just making me slip and slide around. My front end, the front tire just sliding on me. And you got this, cause it's hard packed clay, and you got the real thin mud layer on top, making it real slippery. And there's a downhill, and I'm gonna slide, and I'm just gonna eat it, my face first, right into this bush. My tire gets stuck in the right, coming up right here. Alright, let's take a look at that again. I think my tire's not having the knobs on the side, and then there's a rut, and it's just enough mud that I lost my balance turning the handlebar, and it's not climbing up over the rut there. Lose my balance, fall, my head straight into the bush. I'm so glad I had my goggles on. I'd have an eyeball full of branches right now.
It's muddy.
What a confidence killer. So now I'm going to ride a little bit slow. I get real far behind from the boys now, and I get lost. So their tracks are coming, and there's going to be a split, and I think I take the wrong split. It bent the tire a little bit, so I just bent it back. But that kills your confidence. So now, like, dang it, I'm way behind. It's muddy. I don't want to fall again. If I fall again, and I still slide. Look how slippery it is. Look at this climb. Oh, that was a struggle. So now I'm far behind. Don't have my pack talk, so I can't talk to them, tell them where I'm at. And I don't want to fall again. I'm still sliding all over the place. So I'm holding back because I don't want another crash set me back again. You know, I had to be slippery for them too. So they didn't tell me they struggled though, like I did. I mean, you can tell I was struggling at this point. So there was a split, and they went right at that split, and I ended up going left at the split, and now we lost each other. I'm going to go all the way down to the river here and not see him, so then I got to come all the way back up. I still don't see him, and I'm like, well, I'm just following tracks, so I find another set of tracks, and then it ended up, they came back and we found each other, but all could have been avoided if we had the pack talks. Now these tracks I was following were from the riders that were ahead of us, but I didn't know that. I was thinking, well, this could be Colin and Kyle, but they are actually behind me at this point. Look how muddy it is. It's really muddy, really slick here, and I was making my way towards the falls. The falls is about another half mile up the trail here. Alright, I found Colin and Kyle, so they're behind me now. We're going to make our way over to the waterfall. It's kind of a little relieved that I found them. And they didn't just keep on going, you know, the trail keeps going, so they could have kept going around the bluff and maybe across the river someplace else. And, you know, I'm like, no, there are waterfalls where we're supposed to be going. And it's right straight ahead, down where those yellow trees are. That's where we're going. Got a nice little drop off right here in this little downhill section. It was still pretty slick and muddy. I was taking my time. I wasn't going too fast down here. It was sliding. So we pull up and there's this huge party of side-by-sides, and they're all one group, so everyone here is all riding together, all these guys. And the bikes are their buddies too. The bikes took one route, and then the side-by-sides took another route. So having a big party at Toquerville Falls.
Did you guys cross it at all?
What's that?
Anybody cross it?
No, not yet. These guys did coming up. They crossed it 3 or 4 times. Not going back the other way yet, no. There's a section that's crossable up a way.
This big group, they started crossing the waterfall here, and it looked safe. So we crossed it a couple times. Got to raise our feet up. Didn't get our feet wet, but the bikes made it across, no problem. How cool is that to ride across a waterfall? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're gonna bring it to a close. And if you ever get up to Toquerville, hit up the Twisted Trail. It's a lot of fun. Till then, get out and ride and get some.
Yeah.
Yeah.